Imagine being just 15 years old, thrust into the heart of the world's most ferocious naval battle. That was the reality for John Jack Cornwell, a name that still echoes through British military history, not just for what he did, but for who he was. Born in Leighton, Essex in 1900, Jack grew up in a time when duty and country meant everything. At barely 15, he joined the Royal Navy, maybe driven by adventure, maybe by patriotism, but definitely by a maturity far beyond his years. He trained hard, earning his spot as Boy Seaman First Class, and in 1916 he was assigned to the HMS Chester, a light cruiser sailing into the storm of World War I. May 31st, 1916, the Battle of Jutland. It was a clash that would decide the fate of nations, with gunfire thundering across the North Sea. On the deck of the Chester, Jack was at his forward gun. Just a teenager, but holding a man's responsibility. Then, chaos. German shells rained down on the ship, explosions rocked the deck. Almost every sailor at Jack's gun was killed or wounded in seconds. Shrapnel tore through Jack's chest. Well, most would have collapsed. Most would have given up, but not Jack. Even as he bled, barely conscious, he stood at attention beside his shattered gun. He waited quietly for orders that would never come, refusing to abandon his post or his duty. When his shipmates finally reached him, they found Jack still beside his gun, a silent act of courage in the face of death. He was rushed to a hospital, but his wounds were too severe. He died 2 days later at just 16 years old. But Jack Cornwell's story didn't end there. News of his heroism swept through Britain. He was posthumously awarded the Victoria Cross, the highest military honour for bravery. Statues went up, schools and naval institutions took his name, and his story was told to inspire generations. Jack Cornwell became more than a casualty of war. He became a symbol, a reminder that heroism isn't about age or rank. It's about courage, discipline, and standing your ground when the world falls apart. Today, his legacy is alive in every young person who chooses duty over fear, who stands tall in the hardest moments, and who believes that one act of bravery can echo through history. John Cornwell wasn't just a boy at war, he was and still is a legend.